Is Casper about to get listed on things like Coinbase and things like Binance? Well, let's have a look and see what people are suggesting. There's a lot of rumors going around that Casper could be listed on these exchanges. As you know, I'm a big Casper fan. The community is absolutely superb, which again we'll touch on in a little while. We'll touch on why we think the exchange listings may be coming now, and also kind of like a price prediction of what could potentially happen if these things are met. Briefly, go back onto the channel. There is a few Casper videos that you can have a look at. I show it working as well, where you can actually use it in a store. I didn't personally use it in a store, but there's a video that someone used Casper to make a purchase in a store. So it's a usable project, right? But Casper Beyond the Block is the fastest open source, decentralized, and fully scalable layer one in the world. It's the first block DAG, a digital ledger enabled in parallel blocks and instant transaction confirmation, built on robust proof of work engine with rapid single second block intervals, built by industry pioneers, led by people. Now, again, this is fair launch, which is going to be really key in a little while. Also, the fact it's proof of work, it's very, very different. We know already that Casper has been listed on Kraken. Now, is that as a result? I imagine, and this is what I think's happened, that Kraken have bought Casper tokens on the open market and put them on their exchange for listing. So it's great. They're thrilled to announce that Casper is now available for trading on Kraken. That's key. That's the first decent exchange that has listed it. I say decent, like first one that's in that level. Obviously, Coinbase and Binance are another level again. I like Kraken. I think Kraken's really, really good, and it is a step in the right direction. But I think that Casper of Market bought it. I think Kraken of Market bought Casper in order for this to happen. So the Binance rumors are coming from things like this. So what Casper does, and it solves one of the key trilemmas, right? Blockchain trilemma of security, social scalability, and decentralization. Now, the reason why people are saying that Binance might be listing this, and also there's a wallet that we can look at as well. Here it says from Crypto Mama that has never seen Binance dropping so many hints before for listing any coin. That's why Casper is so special. So, as we said before, the blockchain trilemma that Casper solves, Binance have also been speaking about what is the blockchain trilemma. Again, it's a tenuous link, but it's a link nonetheless. And they've also gone about this unpopular opinion, block time versus clock time, because of the sheer speed. So people are linking that to potential Binance. Then you've got this. This was why this is like a newbie investor who said, "Why isn't Casper on Binance?" He said, "Just read up a little bit on Casper. Think it's a great project. I don't trust random exchanges, but download and register with MEXC so I could buy Casper. I was not able to find it on popular exchanges like Kraken and Binance. We know it is now on Kraken. Why does Binance have a condition? There are so many shit coins on Binance. Why can't they list good ones like Casper there?" So the first answer to that is fair launch. Also, it says that Casper didn't allocate funds for a Binance listing. Unlike most projects, exchanges must purchase tokens to list Casper. Now, Casper had can do crowdfunding essentially from the Casper community to go and do this, but they may not need to, based on the fact that the exchanges, if they buy this and Casper hold firm and they buy this, because Casper don't want to be giving tokens away that they don't have, it will be donated by community members essentially. This was really interesting. So this is a theory that has come out on Casper, which was very well written by. I think at the bottom this is about a guy on Twitter. He's Moonstradamus on Twitter, so it's a good name. But they're saying that we're on the cusp of our first tier one listing with Kraken. Now it's obviously happened. Putting Casper on its pre-listing list, but obviously they're already on it now. It could happen as soon as this month, but also certainly for the end of September. It's been a long while coming. But as part of the reason I've taken so long to get tier one exchange listings on Casper is that it's a true fair launch coin, meaning there's no pre-mine, there's no dev coins held back and gifted to VCs or exchanges. So what does this mean? This means that every exchange that lists Casper has to buy on the open market or either from another exchange or from a willing miner. So they're going to have to go out and buy these themselves, right? There is no huge chunk of coins out there being given freely to anyone. So once Kraken lists Casper, which they've done now, it'll start by selling its own stash of Casper, and it will have bought Casper itself. So it would have bought with its own cash or Tether or Bitcoin or whatever. But by definition, that supply is extremely limited and not easily replaced. If you are not willing to sell our Casper, as in holders are not willing to sell Casper on Kraken or Coinbase, etc., the only way they can get more is to buy it on the open market. Do I need to spell this out? Price is set at the margins, which means that the price of a coin is set by the last few that are sold. And if supply is extremely restricted by, say, a fair launch issuance, the price and therefore the market cap and the value of our hodls will be set by the last FOMO buyers who are trying to grab some Casper. When supply is constrained, price discovery happens and the movements can be violent. They can. When things go into price discovery, we've seen it before, they can go nuts. So if I say I had 10,000 Casper and I'm willing to sell at $1 each, and they're bought by someone who wants to buy 100,000 Casper, my sell order is filled at $1. What is the next sell order? $3, $5? What if Kraken is completely out of Casper to sell, and the only willing seller set a price of $15? He'll get filled at $15, and that's now the going price. Now that's obviously a very extreme example. He admits that's an extreme example, but the price is always set on the fringes of sales activity, and the amount of Casper these exchanges can access are extremely low. So once any real demand hits, we could see Casper skyrocket, and God help the markets. If Binance decides they must have 100 million Casper to start selling, I think they need more than that myself, with it being such a big exchange. They're beginning to mine, and that's a direct result of this threat. But they're late to the party, and the price will rise exponentially. How high? But fuck, I don't know. I'm Moonstradamus on Twitter, but I'm damned if I know. But this thing has short squeeze written all over it. Buy more now as much as you can. If you DCA, increase your amount. Skip Starbucks if you have to, but buy more ASAP. Not financial advice, blah, blah, blah. That's in his words, and obviously nothing on this channel is financial advice either. Coinbase, Binance, Gemini all must buy Casper with their own dime in order to list it, and they will. They will also sell out, and the value of Casper will surpass anything we've seen. So it's a bullish case based on this theory, but I think he's right. I think they're going to have to, these exchanges are going to have to market buy it. And maybe they're accumulating it now, and we can probably have a little look at that potentially as well. Steve, I can't even attempt that. Is it Schallenreich? Right, maybe. So he's saying about Coinbase, and this is quite interesting as well. So as a thread from yesterday by Ski Bum Trading, it's hard to understand why Casper still isn't listed on Coinbase. So a project like Casper with one of the most engaged communities, which it is, community's fantastic, and a position in the top 50, almost breaking into the top 20. So it's 51st at the minute. Being overlooked by Coinbase just doesn't make sense. There's no way this has gone unnoticed by Brian Armstrong or Coinbase. If Coinbase prides itself on promoting economic freedom and offering free listings, why is Casper being ignored? As Chris rightly said, you have to look at the username yourselves, rightly said, if that's not the case, Coinbase should stop claiming altruism. It's totally fine to clarify that free listings aren't offered, but the silence that's unacceptable. That is unacceptable, obviously, because they're not really speaking about it. So maybe we need more exposure through articles and media-focused community actions. Now is the time for us as a community to think about how we can make Casper even more visible. Casper has long earned its place where it belongs, and eventually it'll be impossible to ignore. Now, Casper's not really getting spoken about that much, or very little to it was maybe in the summer of last year. But this can run. We know that Casper can run. This is quite a good picture actually at the bottom as well. Free listings on Coinbase. So I think that Coinbase can have to buy it the same way Binance will. Which tier one will be next to list Casper? This was interesting as well. A lot of Caspians are frustrated with Binance, Coinbase, and OKX, and rightly so. That being said, I'd like to offer my perspective. Casper will be bigger than you can possibly imagine, and that's why exchanges haven't listed yet, because they need to position themselves accordingly first. Now, I think that's key. Casper is the first block DAG, the first cryptocurrency in history to solve the blockchain trilemma. So it is interesting. It is down to the fact that they probably need to position themselves accordingly first. They don't want to be buying Casper at $1, $2 to put on their exchanges. They need to be buying it now. We may see it go a little bit lower potentially, but how much lower? I don't know. People are starting to think, well, am I in the wrong position with Casper? I mean, obviously, you've got to make your own decisions. Some people are selling Casper. Some people are accumulating more. But it's down to yourself. You have to make that decision whether Casper's for you or not. Here is the top wallets for Casper, and at the top there you've got Gate.io. Then you've got MEXC, Uphold, BitGet, another MEXC wallet. People are suggesting that this one, so wallet number 5 on the top 10,000 addresses, people are suggesting that this is potentially Binance. Now, we don't know that. We don't know that's to be confirmed or anything like that. We know that the accumulation of Casper in this wallet has come from mainly, I think, Gate.io and maybe BitGet. But that's what people are suggesting, that this could potentially be Binance's wallet. If so, great. And obviously, they're obviously still accumulating 471 million there. Like I said before, when that previous post said about 100 million being, enough, I don't think it is. They're probably looking to surpass 500 million before they manage to start talking about it on exchanges. If we look at its actual chart, it's been doing absolutely fine, even considering, how rocky crypto's been. This is its 24-hour chart, but its max chart's really good. If you'd have got in down here, you're already millionaires, depending on the amount you bought, but it went exponential from there. I think since here, it's just had a steady climb up. It's had retracements along the way, but it's a pretty healthy chart, in my opinion. And I think that when these catalysts, these pumpermentals happen, things like exchange listings, it's going to rocket Casper. Binance will know that. Coinbase will know that. So when they start listing it, people start FOMOing in, people start talking about Casper again. This will spike. How high? Well, we don't know exactly how high, but I think even the most smallest bullish sentiment around this will easily take Casper to $1. Could it go higher than $1? I think $3, which is a 22x, to $4 at 29x is more than possible from this point. So I think $4 Casper is more than plausible at this point in time, given the fact that we're probably going to have these exchange listings at some stage. 29x. I've seen people go for $10. Now, that would be an extreme bullish case, in my opinion. That's a 74x and a market cap of 255 billion. It's not beyond the realms of possibility if, we have the super cycle bull run, we have the big exchange listings, all the fundamentals coming together all at once. Things all have to go the right way. But if we do have, a mad bull run, $10, that's a potential possibility. I don't think I'd have the minerals or the balls to hold all the way to 10. That's why I think, when you want to take some profits along the way, taking profits at $1, $10, $50, things like that. Not necessarily on the round numbers, maybe $1.08, because human beings are attracted to round numbers. But $1 definitely, $3 I think definitely, $4 is where I would probably be out, which is 29x from here, which is a reasonable estimate from this point. $102 billion market cap. I can definitely see that happening. But like I said, holding on for $1, $1 would be surpassed very quickly, I think, when these big exchanges come on, and then after that it'll just keep ramping up, because obviously the exchanges are going to want to promote the fact that they've got it, because not a lot of the bigger ones obviously have. So it'd be really interesting. So it's more on theory that these things could happen. Like, I'll show you where Casper currently is. It's 51st, and it's currently at a $3.4 billion market cap. So it's a big coin. It's got a lot of support behind it. The community are fantastic, and they're doing their absolute best to do everything they can. But I don't think they necessarily need to raise funds to then go and buy exchange listings. I think the exchanges will come to them, particularly during the manic part of a bull run. But like the guy said before, that it's likely that exchanges are positioning themselves accordingly before these things take place, because so they can buy it cheaper. Because obviously they're going to make money off the fees. They're going to make money off all kinds. So it's worth considering Casper if you haven't considered it yet, but obviously not financial advice. And if you're still holding Casper, let me know in the comments. Are you selling it? Have you had enough? Do you think it's not moving enough? What's your bull case? Do you think $10 is possible? Let me know in the comments below. It's always interesting to hear what you guys think. The voice of the market, so to speak. So I'm going to leave it there. Wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, have an amazing day. Have an amazing evening. And as always, I'll speak to you tomorrow. Take care. Goodbye.